south, he is indeed the master of disaster, the captain of chaos, the Führer of forgetting to retreat. It is indeed VonIvan, playing as the dastardly British faction. He actually played this faction due to a poll in his chat. The only way he could be convinced to play Royal Engineer Regiment and the Brits, the often forgotten, red-headed stepchild fifth faction of the Company of Heroes 2 family, Brits, is through a poll on Twitch. So F in chat for the British faction. They need not exist. And he's up against somebody I've had to label in the UI because he's going as a moniker that is not his most famous name. It is indeed, warm up vocally, guys, Panzergrenadier Angreifen! In the north, hailing from China, always as the Axis. This guy has 10,000 games in 1 vs 1 as the Axis, and around 50 games as the Allies. He cannot be stopped. This man from the largest country by population. I've had a bit of a stutter there. I don't know. Hopefully my computer can handle the majesty that is this game. But I am going to put this game preemptively in the hall of memes. And this is a series we're going to be a playlist I'm going to be creating for incredible meme-worthy Company of Heroes 2 games. The first one, of course, is The Total War, featuring the Angry Dutchman versus Elpern. Elpern was then in the second one. You may have already seen the triple Sturm Tiger game. And I'm already preemptively electing this incredible battle between VonIvan and Panzergrenadier Angreifen. Sturm Pioneers wandering into Longreskaya. Or Longreskaya, as I sometimes call it, because this map elects itself to have 50-minute plus games every time. And that's why poor old AE had to make the executive decision to dispel it from any further tournament activity just before GCS2. And that tournament even ended up being around 3 days long, when it should have been a day long. So it's all about trying to limit the length of the epicness of Company of Heroes 2 games. If you're trying to organise a tournament, top tip for you there. Anyway, we've gone double Tommies, triple Tommies, and a Royal Engineer. Meanwhile, Folks Grenadiers make it to the house. And as you can guess, I mean, you've seen Hetzers in the mix. You've seen the possibility of, that's right, designating command vehicles in the mix. You know this game is going to be turbo spicy. To quote the possibly not often watched caster Magpies. You do need to watch, by the way. He's very, very funny. Sturm Pioneers have gone for the cutoff. Royal Engineers are very Welsh, but they can do the job for the British Empire anyway. Push in with those Sten guns, with those sideways clips. Have you noticed this? For those that don't know, by the way, the Sten guns were designed by a British toy company from London to be the cheapest and most easily assemblable. Sorry, I've had a whiskey tonight. Assemblable gun of the Second World War. By the end of the war, they had it down to about 17 working parts. Honestly, it was like Lego by the end of the war. Or Connects. If you remember Connects, guys, give me a shout out in chat. I think Connects was the improved version of Lego. In my childhood, I used to make lots of Connects models, roller coasters and tanks, etc. Rockets were a good one. Infantry section here, up to 4 kills already. We've got infantry section with the medical supplies, of course. And it's just a pitched engagement with the Sturm Pioneers not having gotten a kill yet. They're surrounded and pounded. I know you haven't been looking at my torrent history. That is just the Sturm Pioneers' predicament. Folks Grenadiers pushing up from the northern direction. I wonder if Panzergrenadier Angreifen is a camera spinner. Let's find out. This is his camera perspective. He is not a camera rotator. Like a lot of interesting camera position there, Angreifen. That is because he's not using a tap map. He is not a tap map user. I can confirm. If you guys ever watch a player look into the fog of war and there's nothing there, the reason he's doing it is because he literally does not use tac map. So he's having to move the camera entirely to the place he wants it to be in order to, make a command, basically. It's not very efficient, no. Not very efficient at all. Here we go. To be honest, he's very low APM, is Mr. Angreifen. Very slow mover, very ponderous, and he likes to make sure he gets his commands correct. Two Stern Pioneer build, we've of course seen that this one has gone for the flamethrower upgrade, otherwise known as the Flammenwerfer 35. The other 34 is sitting in test tubes somewhere on the spaceship from Alien Resurrection. I don't know what we're going for here, but regardless, Royal Engineers push in. Focus Grenadiers battle up against them. And we've got the AEC on its way. VonIvan, although he may be going for an off-meta commander for 1 versus 1, he's certainly going to play it by the book, which is Triple Tommy, Royal Engineer AEC. And what's this? Hype in chat for the Opel Blitz truck. Still, to this day, Opel vehicles are moving around many motorways or autobahns on the European continent. In the UK, of course, they're known as Vauxhall. Many fantastic vehicles such as the Corsa, the Vectra, or the Astra. But in this case, it's all about the Blitz cargo truck. Of course, many German companies had a part to play in Hitler's Third Reich. They don't like to be reminded of that in their annual press conference, though, so try and keep your questions about their involvement in the Second World War to a minimum. Nice work by the Sten guns there, punishing the Focus Grenadiers. Of course, a lot of American companies managed to be involved in the Nazi side of the Second World War, Coca-Cola, and a lot of others. Money always talks, ladies and gentlemen, even when there's a war of annihilation. Can VonIvan get an early squad wipe here? No, he can't, is the answer to your question. Opel Blitz is being a medical supplies truck at the moment. Interesting tactic. Not very often seen, to be honest. But fair dues to him. Means he's most likely going to be able to go for mechanized very soon. Get some Panzer II action on the way, perhaps. Good Shrek volley there by the Stern Pioneers. So one Stern Pioneer goes Flammenwerfer, the other goes Shrek. That's a really interesting tactic. I'm liking it from PGA. Must be said. And I say that genuinely. That's interesting. It must be noted, by the way, compared to the previous Hall of Memery entry, I mean, Alpern was against the top 500 player. VonIvan here is against the top 50. PGA is no laughing matter. He's beaten everybody in the game. Every tournament champion you've ever seen has been beaten at one time or another by the mighty Angreifen. Stern Pioneers back away as the Royal Engineers have their flamethrower, their very own. We're having a battle of the flamethrowers, it would seem. And we're up to bolster, meaning the health bars temporarily decreased by 20% until they get their 5th man. Stern Pioneers here. Oh, paying for the decap. With a little bit of charred uniform. Going home to a spouse that will accuse them of smoking. Focus Grenadiers close the gap. Do they get a toe over the line? Yes, they do, and it's good. But what is not good is the burning Tommies. Curdling cries of agony. I wonder if you can see the flames from within. Yes, you can. The house is on fire. Let that motherfucker burn. Oh no, okay. Run home to your parents' house instead. Much better idea. VonIvan, of course, a big hater of sheds. This stems from his rivalry with Helping Hands, of course, used to cast from his stream from his uncle's shed in Brighton. We all remember that. Now he streams from his parents' castle in Scotland. Previously, it was the attic of his student accommodation in Japan. Helping Hands has had a wide variety of streaming locations. Apparently, his next one may or may not be on the moon or in the trench of the Atlantic Ocean. AT gun out for VonIvan, just playing it by the book for now. I mean, often the best jokes, or in this case memes, are based on a solid foundation, and VonIvan is a classic comedian. He knows to keep a deadpan straight face and set up his joke with classic structure. And in this case, the structure is 3 Tommies with bolster, 6-pounder, which all, by the way, is the path to coronary heart disease in America, and Royal Engineers with flamethrowers. It's not a bad choice. Always a good shout out from me when we have a camouflage that matches the map. And here we see a camouflage that in no way matches any map ever except for that of Hades. The Puma is announced, the AC backs away, and we have a tale as old as time, as these roughly symmetrical factions bounce off against one another, but in this case penetrate. AC backs away behind the garrison. We've got infantry engagements popping off all around us. Puma's looking for a shot with those weird red eyes. Damaged engine from the heat grenade of the Royal Engineers. AC goes in for a final kill, but gets penetrated himself. Can't get the killing blow. Sten guns finish the job. What was that flame damage? I've never seen that before. Either way, a Roman candle in chat to the dead AEC. And Puma, as we have flames on Longraskaya. Meanwhile, we've got a push in from PGA. He's really trying to apply the hurt to VonIvan here. Trying to hype myself up for this cast. It is 21:43 on the Monday evening. Watching live on Twitch, please give me your Jeff Bezos Amazon Prime money. Always much appreciated. Is 15 beautiful English Tommies with their teeth with many gaps in their ears, protruding sideways from their head, showing generations of island-based incest. All 15 of them actually share 7 common parents. It is true, to be honest. English people were really fucking ugly in the first 2 world wars. Photographic evidence really proves that true. I myself am descended from Poles and English and Irish, so I'm a mixture. But purebred English people are very much like purebred dogs, you know. You see at dog shows when they have their hips like 2 inches apart and they have their eyes 5 inches apart. But if there's any sponsors watching, there's not, don't worry. But if there are any, I am deliberately trying to be entertaining in this cast. This is not a tournament level mega cast. This is VonIvan versus PGA for the 23rd time in their careers. And in this case, VonIvan is going for a goal that is possibly seen as a complete and utter joke. It is indeed the AVRE funny, one of Hobart's funnies. It's a petard mortar launcher cased within a Churchill heavy tank. Mine about to detonate, by the way. And that brings with it a certain degree of levity and humour inbuilt within VonIvan's strategy. More Tommies, this time with an assault officer, with possibly being heroic. In this case, just running straight into this MG34. And just look at this MG34's span. Grenade tossed. We got a pin in there, but we have got a flank. Can the Stern Pioneer stop it? He's looking to do so. 4 kills in. He changes direction. Mine detonates. Foes Grenadiers can't complete the gap. PGA applying the pressure. Dum 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 dum. MP40's pushing in. MP40's, of course, the Nazi baddie gun. In every single Second World War film from 1950 to 1970, they all have MP40s. It's the baddie gun. Of course, a big shout out to Retro Ahoy, as he's now known these days. That guy that does very comprehensive guides about World War II weaponry. I'm Retro Ahoy. But he really does, and he's very, 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 very detailed. So check him out on YouTube, of course. Infantry section piling up the kills here, 12 in total. Royal Engineers can't make it to this tractor, which is pretty much the height of Stalin-based engineering. You'll notice with a lot of Soviet mechanical contraptions, you can actually see every single part of how it operates, and that makes it so much easier to repair.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
6-pounder got decrewed. Meanwhile, VonIvan's pushing out eastward. And VonIvan, by the way, is in the top possible 5 of Come Here's 2 players of all time. Possibly 10. But either way, he's damn good at what he does, and he's very deceptive. He's had more influence on KOTO's strategy than any other player ever, and I say that without irony. And it's because of his streaming persona. People think he's this haphazard mental bastard. But really, he is a haphazard mental bastard with a brain beneath all that chaos. And part of that is capping around the sides of the map. I'm just going to go over to tap map here to show you what I mean. When you think his back is against the wall, he'll be slipping sideways, kicking the soap underneath the toilet stall, alerting the guards, and from being back against the wall, all of a sudden he's hitting you with a snooker ball in a sock. I don't know why I'm making so many prison references, but either way, VonIvan is damn good at what he does. Again, Stern Pioneers, however, have been able to find the cutoff. From damn well, this is the Panzer Shrek Stern Pioneer. Again, exploiting and decapping. Good grenade there, though. And he gets the kill. However, the Shrek is not pick-upable. An adjective you'll only ever hear in Company of Heroes casting. Meanwhile, the surviving Stern Pioneer and the MP... Sorry, these are the Sturmgewehr Volksgrenadiers. Slightly better mid-damage. Go on one of those many confusing graphs you will have seen from the Company Heroes stat pages. They do exist, by the way. You think, finally, I've unlocked the key to understanding Company Heroes, and then you go on. It says, thanks to Cruz for giving me this information. It helps me create this graph. And then it's the most confusing graph of all time. And it should tell anybody with a 300 IQ how a Sturmgewehr or an MP40 works in Company of Heroes. But if you're a mere mortal, such as myself, you're left thinking, point and click equals kill? Oh, fantastic. Meanwhile, Tommy's in the centre of Stern Pioneer's advance. Let's just take into account the build orders here. I mean, PGA's going for Obersul Darton. Possibly for MG. Yes, indeed, for MG34. He locks it in almost instantly. It is longer a sky. As I know it, large square field with some bush. Mostly large square field.
We're losing a capture point.
Longraskaya is much like yourself. It should have been aborted. Because it was a great map in Company Heroes 1. And they took these Co 1 maps into Co 2. Thinking, we don't know how to make a Co 2 map. Because we absolutely destroyed how Company Heroes should work. By introducing these retarded standard territory points. Where everything has resources. So because of doing that, all the map makers basically rage quit and they stopped making Co 2. This is true, by the way. I'm not exaggerating. They stopped making Co 2 maps. And they will all back me up on this. They all stopped. So basically, the existing map makers and Relic were left with redesigning Co 1 maps, trying to shoehorn them into Co 2. And to be fair, Longraskaya for a long time was the least vetoed map in Co 2. But for all intents and purposes, it has been deduced down to a large square. So that's what we're left with from the Co 1 days now. A large square. No Obers with the bundle. I was expecting it. We do have a grenade elsewhere. It was over here somewhere. It was indeed over here. It was the assault officer pushing in with Royal Engineer support. Royal Engineers more than enough to push the Volksgrenadiers away. Meanwhile, back on the western side, Obers down to one man. But that one man has 40 manpower and he's worth a lot more than you. Double flame in here. Oh my. Who's going to win? Stun grenade tossed. Didn't do the damage. Well dodged by VonIvan. He pushes in. I've noticed VonIvan's been really sharp in 2021. It's gutting for me that he won't be able to attend Master League Tournament 5 in April and May. Because he'll be visiting his girlfriend in Russia. So I've told him he can play from Nagano's house. And we'll be all good. We'll have a camera on them both. They can drink vodka. Probably 70% proof. If they're still able to see, by the end of that vodka session, they can play in the tournament. We'll even stagger their games. Hopefully they don't have to play each other, because then that would absolutely ruin that premise. What is that Rakettenwerfer doing? It's firing at nothing. It must be delirious on vodka. Infantry section pushes forward. They've just distributed medical supplies for some reason. Don't know what that's about. Can't do it whilst in combat. Focus Grenadiers up to 11 kills, doing some damage. We've got an engagement elsewhere. It's this one. These Focus Grenadiers have MP40s. They're pretty much useless, like pissing in the wind and shouting at your opponents as loudly as you can do. It's not going to hurt them. MG34's done damn well thus far with 5 kills. How close is VonIvan looking to the AVRE? He's got 132 fuel, and that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is the beauty of decapping this point here. Potato mashers. No mash, gravy, and sausages and onions for this guy. He was able to dodge. Up to Veteran C5, needs to get out of there. Indeed he does. Meanwhile, in the east, he's trying to delete the cover. Otherwise known as the sandwich deleter of the automatch speciality variety. AE has recommended in official Relic forums and elsewhere that sandbags are not given to frontline infantry for over 4 years now. But nobody listens to me because I'm vaguely missing several chromosomes. Nice grenade. Well dodged by PGA on the height of his powers. MG34 hip sprain. Can't hit this entire bush though, or maybe he was aiming for these 3 red guys, who knows.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Is that the definition of the word squiffy, or is...
It's ready.
Oh, talking about funny, we have the Churchill, one of the best tanks of the Second World War, is out, but this is the AVRE designation. Always very wrecking enemies, that stands for. Always very wrecking enemies is on the field. Control Group 1, VonIvan. Let's see what he can do. Petard mortar lined up. Sturmgewehrs lined up against these poor Welshmen. Dreaming of the sheep in their dear Welsh homelands. He backs away just VonIvan. He wants to fire through this bush. Because if you say that's kind of a... Well, it will be for the other guy. Kind of a sight blocker. Let's go check on this Opel Blitz action back in base. See them distributing medical supplies. Yeah, get in the back of the van, my friends. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Meanwhile, Vet 5 on these Stern Pioneers. That's pretty fucking good, to be fair. I mean, they can repair faster than you can copy, paste, delete in Jan's cheat mods. AVRE's getting a little bit angsty. I can't make that joke. That's too dark. We'll keep that one in AE's reserves of filtered jokes. Infantry section up to 19 kills as the 15 kill Vet 5. Oh, tell you what, that was so close. That is the balls of VonIvan. Big, hairy, smelly bollocks. That is incredible. He just sticks in there when no one else on this planet would do. Obersalon could ruin that day. Ethel Schmarb in chat asks, was the AVRE a thing? Yes, they ordered over 90 of them. Watch the Tank Chat Diaries on the Tank Museum channel. You'll find that the AVRE was certainly a thing in the Second World War, as was the Churchill Crocodile. Panther is an hellacious beast of a tank. Going for him. A 75mm cannon. Long bore. High velocity, max range, especially good at ranges of 10 centimeters. He's stunned by the AVRE, and the 6-pound is offering a high degree of resistance. Can VonIvan counter the medium tank in inverted commas? No, the AVRE's in peril. Heat grenade threatens. 6-pounder gets another shot in. He's going to have to change direction now. Do we have Obers threatening? No, they hit a mine. 6-pounder, can he get another shot in? No, he can't. So close. He's going to back away now. Royal Engineers are there. Where's that heat grenade? They got 11 seconds left. He gets another shot in. Main gun destroyed. On this, we've got another 7 seconds. Can he finish the Panther off? No, here come the Focus Grenadiers. Going to do some damage. We've got the Vickers down. Panther could survive here. He's ready to fire again. Crew shocked. How did it survive? How indeed? Rakettenwerfer fires. AVRE reverses away. The limp dick of the Panther somehow connected to the base. He's trying to make it look as big as possible, just like that dick pic you sent whilst in university that you now heavily regret. You can't make 4.5 inches look more than it is, my friend. And indeed, this Panther has to go back to home.
The capture point is being overrun.
And there you go, 6-pounder was being taken by PGA. But the infantry section comes to the rescue, 20 kills, saving the situation for my money. Bizrock in chat says Panther not good versus infantry, but if you look at the kills here, 6 infantry kills has the Panther. I believe he was being ironic as this poor German runs away. I think he was from some crew somewhere. Tommies and assault officers watching on as the Obers are actually harbouring 40 manpower of unreinforced costs there. He's ready for a flank, is VonIvan. Does he have the AVRE ready? Yes, he does. Meanwhile, the Panther is being repaired quite quickly, but possibly not quickly. That is really quick, to be fair. Look at those blowtorches. Protoss technology from the year 1999. A distant future. As imagined by 1960 television executives. What's that? Was that a mine? It looked bigger than a mine.
Capture point. They're trying to take it.
There's a lot of dead people there. A hell of a lot, actually. I believe he just killed a Folks Grenadier and then ran away. That's what AE's aircraft investigations on the Discovery Channel are unveiling today. Nice mine here. And phosphorus thrown. Blend cup for frangible smoke grenade, yeah? Terrible German accent, Matt. Give it up, mate. Give it up. Ober's capping. Let's keep an eye on the victory point situation. Looks like VonIvan's slightly behind there. Let's go over to the graphs. As we see, the KD is in VonIvan's favour. And the graphs themselves show an army value roughly comparable if you take into account the flak emplacements. Points held. VonIvan's now stormed ahead. Panther's back up to full health, as is the AVRE. Hit by both the 75mm and the Raketenwerfer. Busts through the hedges as a Faust goes in. AVRE's in trouble, but that turret traverses. Panther's now equally in... Oh, he's just gone for the foliage. What a strange decision. Possibly trying to raise global temperatures there. Panther bustles back in as the Raketenwerfer gets another shot. What a nade there! Panther again. Raketenwerfer misses. Panther goes in. A slither of health remains. Oh, AVRE is down. VonIvan. What's he building this time? Is that a comet perhaps this time? No, he cancelled. He cancelled. He was thinking of it and he cancelled. This is a Panzer II. All about that victory point situation here. Jadek says it was a gammon bomb in chat. Thank you, Jadek. AE with a whiskey at 10 o'clock at night isn't the most susceptible of to detail, AE. He may be able to miss the most obvious thing on the screen possible.
Supply hub getter is ready for orders.
What's this then over here? So we've got this Schwer Panzerschlepper coming in from the north. He doesn't... He must want... Okay, he wants the King Tiger. That's what he must want. He's already got the Opal Blitz giving him the health. So, yeah, fair enough. He's gone for another cut-off as PGA. However, this time, the Tommies are man enough to meet it. Luke's can't quite get a kill there. Ober's pushing. MP40s do the same. Got a mixture of close quarter combat speciality and long combat, but here it is. He has gone for the Comet in the end. He's also going for the spotting capabilities of the tank commander and deletes the Lukes. MG34 wants none of it. It's a good game so far. We're up to nearly 29.5 minutes of riveting action. Riveting because of a lot of this tank's construction is made with rivets.
Capture point is being overrun.
Oh! Double penetrations there. I did want to make a porno reference, but I will not. I will elect not to in this case. Panther bursts through the bushes and the stone wall, looking for a finishing blow against this Comet. Can he get it? No, he can't penetrate. However, the Comet does. 6-pounder also could do this. Maybe this could be an abandon. That would be hilarious. No, he's cooking up. He's evacuating the tank, but he dies regardless. Panther needs to escape now. Can he do so? It's very unlikely. VonIvan's backing away calmly. Knows he can finish this off. We know that's going to happen. Let's check out these infantry engagements. Make sure we're not missing anything big. No, we're not. 6-pounder, I tell you, cannot find the angle. Panther's going to get out of there at this rate. Oh, we can't combat blitz without repairs. One more shot necessary. He's backing behind it, PGA, for the maximum insult to injury here, having killed the Comet. Oh, what a gammon there, VonIvan! I was going to say, where's your preservation? But it's been sorely missing since 2011, when he first downloaded Company of Heroes. It's amazing that one of our best ever players is lacking one of the core features of the game. Panther is on a Benny Hill themed nightmare odyssey here. And he manages to decrew. That was the Obus, sorry. I got a little bit excited. It was the Obus with their 19 kills. Let's check out what else is going on, guys. Looks like we've got this insurrection again for the cutoff. VonIvan is left with barely anything. 31 minutes into this historic conflict. AE.X has stopped working. There we go. The remaining forces of VonIvan are trapped in the mines of Maria, and the drums are getting louder and louder in this case, as that angry Balrog and his cohort of friendly orcs are pounding at the gates. Infantry section is able to get into position. As everything's pushed back, let's go to ×2 speed momentarily, as we see VonIvan's just going to be capping up for a while. 6-pounders rebuilt. We've got a Panzer IV on the way. Tommy's up to 28 kills, and another gammon. Does nothing but delete the sandbags. And let's go back to normal speed, as Vet 5 Focus Grenadiers close the distance. 28 kills and an incendiary grenade. Tommy's disregard the sandbag for now and back away as a result. Panzer IV. I tell you what, VonIvan has a lot of fuel, but is he going for AVRE again? Is VonIvan ever the crowd-pleasing maniac that he's known to be? This infantry section is very lucky to have survived. Got some harrowing stories to tell. Mabel back on Blighty. Panzer IV is ready, but we'll avert our eyes from its camouflage of choice. Of the Vickers variety. Set up as the assault officer has a word or two to say about that. And it starts with stun and it ends with gun. Bloody infantry! Bollocks! Makes no sense whatsoever. If I was getting shot to death, I probably wouldn't elect to say that as my final words. MG34. Pintle mount upgraded. Is that? No, it's an MG42, of course. Only MG34s in the hull of the heavy panzers, apparently, because there wasn't quite enough room for an MG42. Or it was easier to reload an MG34 in a confined space. That's the fun fact for the 34th minute of this particular cast, anyway. Churchill II has built with a higher distaste for the colonial inhabitants of the British Empire, but an even worse aim of his petard mortar, apparently. Apparently, the Irish are rioting. Arm the Gatling guns, says Mr. Churchill. readying the motor, but this is the case. The motor's heavily damaged by this Panzerschreck. Raketenwerfer's behind. Meanwhile, we've got the Panzer IV smelling blood. Obersoldaten. There's literally no protection now for VonIvan's base. You can see all the way into it. Another shot from the Raketenwerfer, but it's forced away by the flamethrower. It can't penetrate in the Panzer IV. Possibly should have waited for a Panther. But how was he to know that VonIvan the Madman would go for another AVRE? 36 minutes nearly and 102, sorry, 99 victory points remain for VonIvan. He needs to cap desperately. He's on a triple cap right now, which, as we all know, is roughly 1 tick per second. Panzer IV is having a merry occupation of the 2 victory points in the centre. The assault officer is gallantly... Which one's the officer here? That guy with the red beret. Keeps a pocketbook of all the transgressions of his troops. And he's a staunch fellow of Sandhurst Academy, of course. Panzer IV. Relaying orders of the fact that he's fired at these bricks, or possibly this road. I'm not fully aware of PGA's tactics when it comes to attack grounding randomly. But only 75 points remain for VonIvan, so whatever LSD he's taking, it's certainly working. And I'll have what he's having. Infantry section watches on 29 kills as the Volksgrenadiers push in. Another grenade tossed. Well dodged by VonIvan on this occasion. Of course, it wasn't a Garmin bomb earlier. It was VonIvan that died. It was that bloody grenade from the Volksgrenadiers. Poor health infantry section, surely to die before they can even get them. What a mortar there! Obersoldaten with the MG34. Just as they kill themselves, they die. The murderous bastards caught a bullet. That was a lot larger than the one they previously shot. Just to pause for a second, AE is literally casting on empty here. Some of the stuff I'm going to be saying in the next 20 minutes may or may not make any sense whatsoever. Doobly-doo goes forward with a big bangy bang. The orange triangle of doom awaits. Meanwhile, the blue guys run back to base to fight a battle in the future, but not for now. It really annoys me, by the way, that people often think of me as a caster in tournaments that tries to sound better than the words I know in the English language. And the reason that I sound that way is after 8 hours of casting in a tournament, I basically forget how to speak often. On this occasion, I'm a bit... Nice mortar there, by the way. That was pretty fucking good. On this occasion, I'm casting on empty because I'm worried there's going to be a patch this week. And I want to get this replay done before the replays go corrupted. Just like my filthy mind was corrupted on discovering my dad's porn collection in 2001. Way before my years should have dictated I should have seen material of that particular nature. But regardless, I don't want the replay to be corrupted. So I'm pushing myself to cast this particular game. Because I know you as fans deserve this content. And VonIvan's army deserves greater preservation. Because if you see here, the Stern Pioneers are absolutely devastating him once more. 6-pounder. Again, deleted Raketenwerfer pushing away the 11-kill AVRE. Panzer IV forcing its way into action. Deletes the cover there. Powerlifting Pete in chat says, midget scat. I can neither confirm nor deny. Hetzer on the field. This thing is an hilarious model. It's incredibly tiny. It forces its way forward. We just had another squad deleted. Looks like a Volksgrenadier has gone down to the now 16-kill AVRE. Little trapezoid pyramid of flaming death goes forward. How many seconds on the timer? 8 indeed. The Hetzer. Can it delete the 6-pounder? Highly unlikely, but we do have a Raketenwerfer in the picture. AVRE's ready. He eats another shot. Flammenwerfer is now flaming the AVRE. What on earth is this game? This is absolutely ridiculous. Rakettenwerfer misses. He continues the assault as PGA. Cruise shot from the AVRE. Heat grenades in. Rakettenwerfer misses with the attack round. Can he recruit the 6-pounder in time? We have a gammon bomb going there. Good work from the assault officer.
Losing a capture point.
6-pounder reverses. Hetzer hating him all the way. But here comes the Cromwell. Gets a good penetration through the front, as does the 6-pounder. And he finishes the job in tandem there. Meanwhile, Panzer IV, now the bastion of PGA's forces. Rear armour penetrated somehow. Cromwell goes forward. He's looking again to penetrate, and he gets it, this time through the frontal armour. Both on prioritised vehicle. The Schwer can't come to his rescue, but maybe this Vet 4 Rakettenwerfer could. But no, Panzer IV goes down. Can VonIvan escape? Rakettenwerfer lines up another shot. He pops smoke through the cannon. Foch Grenadiers maybe about to die. Yes, they do! This Cromwell is continually delivering value for VonIvan shareholders. Obsel fire yet again. Do we have another mortar? No, we don't. 290mm are on a 6-second timer. Royal Engineers about to die. Rakettenwerfer one shot away from utter misery for VonIvan here. He's staying in despite the odds. What a madman, he gets it! This guy constantly living life on the edge. And, just like the Bon Jovi of old, he's now going for a crush with the Churchill. Oh my. PGA must be laughing here. If he's not laughing, he's surely crying. Looking at the fuel counts, PGA is actually suffering for manpower at the moment. We are going to check the... Oh my, look at the ebb and flow of the points held there. Look at the army value. We've had several 1929 stock market crashes on the KD situation. We're only 42 minutes in, and we're already looking like a 1 hour, 20-minute annihilate 4v4. VonIvan's victory point situation is the bigger situation. However, he only has 10 victory points, and PGA surely must be able to finish the job here. Rakettenwerfer isn't in position, though. And that slow motion guy, I was at 1 time speed on this cast, everybody. For some reason, he wasn't able to join his crew in time. Using some kind of ability. VonIvan sprints forward there as the AVRE repairs with smoke enabled. He's able to cap the victory. I really feel if PGA had put his bloody Rakettenwerfer in the capping circle there, he could have finished this game. And look how close he is to capping here. No, sorry, that was VonIvan close to capping. Close to stabilising his 10 victory point count. Cromwell, 3 kills to its name. Goes forward. Reverses away as the Obersoldaten. Watch on. Rakettenwerfer. It's got a lot of shots to get in. Can he get the attack round kill? Yes, he can! VonIvan, what a legend. What a shot that was. This is the kind of mayhem and chaos that makes VonIvan a top 5 of all time Company Heroes 2 player. These attack rounds and these subtle things he does, such as just keeping his tank in until it gets main gun destroyed, mark him out as an elite level player. AVRE with its 27 kills, looking for Rakettenwerfer desolation. Can't quite get it to happen, but keeping this victory point neutral is all he needs to do, and he's also got this one down with the sandbags constructed, keeping the situation stable for now. But for how long indeed? All PGA has to do is rebuild his forces and make one last heroic push, and he can finish this game off. These poor Welshmen dying on the field here. Only one Rakettenwerfer he's building. A Panther, that's a good choice. As I say, he needs to rebuild his forces and stabilise. get enough munitions to get another MG34 perhaps. Just slowly wear down VonIvan. He just needs to get rid of 10 more victory points. He can do this. Just don't overextend and don't shit the bed, quite frankly. Ready for anything, says the Cromwell. He has to be. Because one last victory point push could finish the job here. He built this SWS, but I'm not so sure why. AEC in the build for VonIvan. He's ready to go on reconnaissance, but what a desolate environment he's met with. Panzergrenadier and AVRE so OP that he even ruins cinematics. Apparently. AEC watches on as the assault officer awaits. VonIvan's getting confidence enough to push for PGA's fuel. Well, he is rebuilding his forces. There's that garish Panther. He's got a Faust Grenadier, 2 Obersoldaten. He's going for 1 victory point. This big push in the centre's coming now. AVRE's coming to blap this Obersoldaten out of existence. Royal Engineers have a thing or two to say about their situation. Faust Grenadiers. More than a match to the Royal Engineers up close, but can the Cromwell equalise things? And a mine can sure help. PGA can't cap that victory point. What else can he do? He's gotten this one over here. That's pretty good going. Now just needs to focus and push for the centre. AVRE stuns the Panther. That's a waste of a petard mortar round. And this could be the end of VonIvan here. He needs to react in a big way. However, this battle's a big one here. Obersoldaten throw a nade. Can VonIvan dodge? He retreats in total. Ober's in the centre. Rakettenwerfer goes forward. Royal Engineers come to stop the cap. He needs to do more than that. AEC pushes in. VonIvan has to act now and act decisively because his army could be smote here. But what has PGA done? Why is he retreated at this particular moment? He was still reloading. He could have completed the cap, but no, he's playing cautious. Maybe he's playing wisely. Maybe this Chinese Axis legend knows what he needs to do to finish this game. We just have to wait and see. Churchill and AC combos just keeping... Sorry, that's the Cromwell combo. Just keeping the Panther at bay for now. Faust Grenadiers push in with the Rakettenwerfer in support. Maybe this is what he needs to do. Just slowly control the engagement. He can't do so when the Faust Grenadiers are getting annihilated by that 11-kill Cromwell. 6-pounder takes a good advantageous position of the Longroskaya Square. Smoke detonating. Relic faction designers of 2015 just started clicking random abilities and assigning them to every British unit they could do. Smoke bombs, check. Self-repair, check. What else does it have? Fire smoke shell, check. Emergency warp speed, check. The only thing it's missing is crew grenades. Oh wait, they gave that to the Comet, of course. New men with the squad. Let's ×2 temporarily through the lull. I am in control. Don't worry, guys. I've not completely lost myself. Just have to wait for all the armies to be repaired and fully ready for battle. And here they are again. Cromwell's ready to roll. VonIvan still. Those 10 victory points remaining. Panzergrenadier and Greifen may as well send the Schwer Panzerschlepper into combat. He may as well. He's doing the duty here. Panther watching on. It looks like a decent hole for VonIvan here. I tell you, he's really rebuilt his forces. Panther's pushing in. He's stunned temporarily. Heat grenade threatens. 6-pounder gets a shot in first. This is timed wonderfully. We've got the Cromwell flunking in round the back. Rakettenwerfers are in position, yes, but he's going to try and block him in. He gets through the centre of them, though. VonIvan with an incredible push from yet another medium tank from him. Panther burns up. Obersoldaten in peril. What a push by the NA master, or should I say the Russian master, as he'll soon be. 78 victory points remain, but this looks likely to be a fantastic hold by VonIvan indeed. Churchill AVRE. Pushes in there. Pushes on. We've got 4 kills on the Foch Grenadiers, but it's not going to matter because he needs more than what he's got. And what he's got is not enough. To say the same thing twice, that's called a tautology. To be honest, it is what gets me through these 50-minute casts. I just keep saying the same thing over and over again in different ways.
The enemy only have 50 points left.
50 points remaining. Doesn't seem to have enough of what he needs. OKW, it's often such a difficult predicament to be in when your infantry squads are 40 manpower apiece. You just aren't able to compete in that late game scenario. Foch Grenadiers don't scale well enough. Your pop cap is so restricting. And you get past that 40-minute mark, you might as well tap out, throw in the towel, and write a letter home to your mother saying you'll never be seen her ever again. And there you go, Panzer Grenadier and Greifen has seen enough. Let's have a look at the stats, which will tell the tale of 200 kills apiece. VonIvan's army value pushed ahead past that. Did I say 40-minute mark? There you go. That's 40 minutes for you. That's the time when OKW really aren't a competitive faction. Balanced team, if you're listening, maybe consult people outside of your inner circle sometimes, because these things really are common knowledge, and they have been for years, to be honest. They really do need a looking at OKW in 1 versus 1 late game for certain. What else have we got here? We've got, this is PGA's perspective, showing just how many 6-pounders were decrewed, and his best unit were, it's always a 6-pounder. This is VonIvan. Why do I keep thinking PGA is the Brit player? Sorry, that's that tiredness kicking in. VonIvan, somebody asked earlier on, he lost that many 6-pounders, 8. It's a really good point. I don't know if it's Powerlifting Pete or somebody else, but regardless, a hell of a lot of damage from the AVRE, however, nearly 17k. Let's do the relic shuffle over to PGA. Just click the factions loads of times and hope for the best. There we go, of course, the AT guns. Exterminator, Foch Grenadier has got 84 kills, not too shabby. And elsewhere, to be honest, his preservation was not horrendous for a game of this nature. Could have been a little bit better, but there we go. Thank you very, very, very much for watching, everybody. Hope you have a lovely time. And I appreciate this was a little bit more of a tired cast from me. Not quite as lucid or as fluent as I would prefer to be, but I hope you enjoyed it all the same. I hope you enjoyed the players' entertainment. Of course, if you've not seen VonIvan stream, it's twitch.tv/VonIvan. He is probably the most famous Twitch streamer around today that, you know, that plays 1v1 consistently, at least. Cough, helping hands doesn't count anymore. Cough. But yeah, VonIvan, go check him out. Cheers, guys, and thanks for watching. Full clarity, was that good enough to go on